Here is the 2006 World Championships. This is against Brazil against Poland. And it's in my opinion one of the first set at least is one of the best games I've seen any team actually play against another team. So I kind of found it, recorded it, and I'm going to share some information. I'm just going to put this first setup, and I'm going to do some analysis and other things on the first game. So I'm just going to let it run here.
Começar o jogo. Olha sua torcida. Ao vivo a decisão do Mundial na Globo. Bola em jogo para você ligado na Globo. Começa a decisão. Começa com uma largada do Gustavo, que o time polonês pegou e ataca para.
All right, first thing is pretty good help coverage by Poland here on the quick. So you can see these two guys. The set's off the net. Ricardo pushes it back into the middle. It's a pretty good set. You see how he's pushing it sideways. The middle is not super tight, but he's off, but he's pushing the ball into the court. It's not tight enough of a set. So he tips it, but the two Poland guys come off the net and play defense at least. You can see them right here. Let me see here. You can see them both playing, kind of pulling off and playing defense. And it's actually kind of an interesting opportunity set. So he kind of goes on two really quick and shoots it up to Wasley. And the block is kind of fooled here. You can see the block is pretty fooled. Gustavo's on the ground still. And Wasley just misses it barely. So it's a kind of a cool little tip on two. He goes on two on purpose, kind of speeding up the game.
E ataca para fora no contra-ataque Brasil 1 a 0.
Isso aí vai ser uma constante no começo do jogo, que é um nervosismo final valendo a medalha de ouro do Mundial.
Rossi atacou para fora, o Brasil faz 1 a 0.
This is pretty much all these guys in their primes here. 27.
Brasileiro no jogo com o André Nascimento.
Wasley, I think he's 23.
Viagem força. Vai buscar o Zagumini. Olha o bloqueio do Brasil.
So he's like their young superstar. And after making a quick mistake in the first set, I'm sure, on the first hit, I'm sure the setter wants to give him some confidence, so he goes right back to him. Kind of runs a little bit of a push with a pipe and a go. Gustavo, the other middle for Brazil here, does a pretty good job. He always does a pretty good job of reading. So he's here, he's reading. Even though he's late, he still takes off. His shoulders are sideways as a blocker. His shoulders are sideways, so that way his force can jump up and then over. Meaning if his shoulders were facing the net, he would have to come up and he would probably net by doing this, but his shoulders are sideways so he can swing his arms fully and then get over the net. I'll go into more detail about that in the blocking section, but I gotta keep going here. So he sets Wasley again to kind of give him some confidence.
Olha o bloqueio do Brasil.
More of a confidence set than
bola,
anything.
mas foi para fora, explodiu para fora, atacou uma para fora o Wasley. O levantador Zagumini foi de novo com ele. Dessa vez usou o bloqueio e conseguiu o colo.
23 anos, nós vimos um time muito jovem, vários jogadores vieram dessa geração que foi campeão do mundo juvenil.
Dante fez o passe e ele mesmo vai pro ataque. Bolão do Dante. Foi na entrada de rede do Brasil. Depois do passe.
Foi passe muito difícil.
This is a play I've kind of analyzed in other videos a couple times here. It's a good jump serve. It's a fast jump serve. Clips the tape. Dante grabs it up high. Gustavo is still watching the ball, so the middle is still looking at the ball. Then he looks at the ball. Then he looks at the setter, so I'll go over that more later. But Ricardo knows it's kind of a low, fast pass. And Dante's already be way back here, so he has to come all the way back. So he gives him a little bit of a higher set, but still pretty fast. It's kind of a race to the top of the antenna set. It's still high enough where he can go over the top, but not so high where it's a high ball. It's still in tempo. And at least the middle gets up. I mean, I know it's quick, but the middle gets up, and he takes this middle just a second to react, then go out, instead of just going out quickly. Dante just buries it. This is probably one of the more plays that I've analyzed, so if you want to watch the other videos, this play is
Que está inteiro para essa final.
many times.
Estava ligado, que passou de toque, né? A bola veio na altura do peito dele, já estava partindo para o ataque, jogou de toque, se apresentou para concluir a jogada.
E vai para o serviço Dante. Na mão do Zagumini o passe. O time polonês ataca do fundo. Deu defesa, o Brasil vai para o contra-ataque. Vem e mete a mão esquerda. André Nascimento, ela ataca no bloqueio. É ponto do Brasil.
The transition,
Olha
nice
só,
high
isso que é
hit.
bacana. Essa vibração. André Nascimento, olha lá. Ele olha o bloqueio, bate na mãozinha no meio do bloqueio, explorando muito bem o bloqueio.
Doesn't aim for most of
3 para o Brasil,
the
1
middle,
para a Polônia neste começo de jogo.
the inner part of the core. It means he aims right now.
Dante de novo. Balanceando o saque Dante. Usa o meio de rede Zagumini.
Big,
Bloqueio
fast
brasileiro,
offense.
tá ligado de novo. André lá. Gol deu. Cobertura polonesa. Ela vem, mas de graça. Serginho, Ricardinho. Pancada de André.
Great little fake here by Ricardo. You can see he kind of stays off the net a little bit for the pass from Sergio. So Sergio, the libero, is taking everything inside the 10-foot line. The middle's get out of the way. He's really active. Sergio kind of comes in like he's going to attack. Jumps, gives a pump fake. Launches it back. Look how he even kneels down. After he sets it, he's like on the ground, Ricardo. It's kind of interesting. Really fools the blockers. I mean, they have no chance in this D. They're totally up on him. The left front has to jump with him because of that little fake.
Pancada de André. E não dá pra ir buscar 4-1.
Mérito do Ricardinho. A bola vem, olha só, ele ameaça atacar, o bloqueio pula com ele e deixa sozinho o André Nascimento. Impressionante a habilidade do Ricardo, o time argentino ficou pedindo pisada na linha do André. Ele não pisou, já expliquei uma vez, aqui a linha de 3 metros segue pontuada para fora da quadra, ele foi por fora, mas não chegou na linha.
Vem o time da Polônia no contra-ataque de novo, bloqueio brasileiro. Bloqueio brasileiro tá marcando, tá amortecendo. Giba! Pede o desvio, a bola foi desviada e a ponta do Brasil.
Muita raça, o Giba, segunda vez que ele toca no bloqueio, ajudando o homem central e finalizando o que é o normal dele, grande ataque.
E o técnico argentino Raul Lozano.
Such a tough serve. He's just kind of... They think they can score blocking points on them, which they have actually scored 2 real points in a row. That's why Dante's float serving just kind of an easy pop. Their coaches, this little coach here is kind of funny. He starts yelling at them pretty hard. This game is an absolute one of the most perfect games Brazil can play and has played. Nice high flat shot. Look at that line. Good deep shot. Here's Dante float serving again.
Na semifinal, a Polônia fez muitos pontos. O Brasil não fez ponto ainda, mas está ajudando a defender.
E de novo!
Gustavo just... Basically, I mean, they're running a perfect pass, so Gustavo's almost... He's just such a good reading blocker. He doesn't really commit. I know it's pixelated, but he doesn't really commit. He just kind of is loaded. Load still keeps his hands high. And just gets over the net really low and fast. He's over the net real low and real fast. I think that was some good help, too, of his left front. So, they had set Wadsley a little bit before, and he hadn't put away OD ball yet. And Dante Giba is helping a lot with the quick, so I think that might have been Giba actually helping with the quick, too. So if you're left front, and I know even if they have it D, but they haven't been effective with it, stay really in there with it, with that middle.
E de novo! Agora é ponto de bloqueio! Subiram Giba e Gustavo. O olhar do Giba, o grito do Giba. Essa é a expressão do Giba que ajuda o Brasil a conquistar os títulos que vem conquistando. 6-1, bom começo de set do Brasil. De novo Dante. Bola fora agora.
O Zagumi, como o Bernardinho mesmo falou no começo da transmissão, simplesmente deu 3 bolas no meio e as 3 bolas o Giba tocou.
2 delas, o bloqueio brasileiro amorteceu e o contra-ataque virou ponto do Brasil. E nessa o ponto direto. Agora vai Swiderski pro saque polonês. Meteu a mão na bola. Ricardinho tem que ir buscar. Giba teve dificuldade para...
Even tempo on the 3-man. I mean, it's high enough where he can go over the top or hit high hands, but it's not super high where it's just like this old school waiting and no energy. So he kind of runs in, bumps it kind of quickly. Giba's way outside the court still. I mean, mostly all high balls still. The players outside the court coming diagonally in. It still happens till today on a high ball here. The reason mostly is because you attack the block at an angle, not just straight ahead. So the ball is just like this. Actually, it gets hit at an angle and then goes out of bounds because it's hitting straight, but on the side of the ball, hitting the block at an angle coming out of bounds. So even though he's out of bounds here, he can attack it here, and the ball will come back towards him, but still out of bounds. So that's why you get out to the court on high balls. But I just love Brazil's like energy that they play with. Even Giba, after he hits it, he kind of like runs and everyone's like, kind of celebrating, and Sergio's running around the court a little bit. I mean, it's just the way their style is.
Em cima do bloqueio da Polônia, era bloqueio triplo polonês, ele soube usá-lo, 7-2.
Novamente aquela função, né? O Giba tá na entrada de rede passando, então...
I know people might not be familiar with Brazil too much, but they definitely are kind of crazy a little bit. They're kind of crazy. They use a lot of profanity. They yell at their players. They swear. They cuss. They get in each other's faces. They fight on the court. It's really it's not just like this little like golf etiquette, nice little game here that they play. I mean, this is you can YouTube all these videos of them fighting with each other and all those other things. It's not like a little friendly kind of style of play.
Forçado em cima dele, empurra ele pro fundo, ele acaba recebendo uma bola alta e aí o bloqueio se antecipou, estava marcado na frente do nosso atacante.
Vai Gustavo com 7-2 para o Brasil. Bom saque do Gustavo. Ótimo saque do Gustavo. Não deu defesa para o líbero Café. 8 para o Brasil. 2 para a Polônia. Começo de 7. Arrasador do Brasil. 8-2, tempo técnico do jogo. Globo. A gente se vê por aqui.
So it wasn't his hardest serve, but it was a very effective serve because it was in the seam. Even though it was to libero, it was still diving into the seam. If you guys know Murillo, this is obviously his brother, Gustavo. There's Murillo right there, actually. That guy right there is, most players know him for a famous hit he has. So if you want to watch that, too. Alright. Coach is getting a little bit more animated. He's kind of, getting a little ticked off now. He gets a little bit more, through this game, he gets really pissed.
Polônia é aquele primeiro do Vlasic.
Exato, o resto tudo o Brasil produziu a sua pontuação. Importantíssimo esse começo para mostrar para a Polônia quem é o campeão do mundo e quem é o campeão olímpico.
You can see them even just right now. They're talking about winning. They're talking about, hey, what we're going to do here. You can see Ricardo. They're just always communicating, always talking.
Yeah.
Even Giba right here, look at they're kind of holding hands. But they're talking about things, they're like recognizing space.
E eles ficaram meio acurados. A Polônia entrou achando que ia ser um jogo diferente, o Brasil já mostrou o ritmo do jogo.
Impõe a sua competência, os seus títulos, saca Gustavo. Olha, tem que buscar de novo o Zagumi, vem o ataque do fundo, pra fora.
Interesting here because even though he's pushed so far over, Zagumny, the setter for Poland, the old setter, they kind of know they're going to go to Wasley, but he doesn't. He sets a pipe, actually. It's kind of an interesting, good play. I like that decision. He sets a pipe instead, but it's kind of overlooking, so it's kind of, he gives some more room to operate. It's a little bit unpredictable. Just barely misses it.
E o ataque do fundo, para fora. Bola para fora, nono ponto do Brasil. Atacou Swiderski. O time polonês não se acha na quadra. 7 pontos a vantagem do Brasil.
Segundo excelente saque do Gustavo.
Vai ele para o terceiro. Passe do Gachek, agora sim, na mão do levantador. Mais o bloqueio brasileiro de novo trabalhou. Você viu a vibração do Serginho no banco? Olha o ataque do Brasil. Giba foi buscar na cobertura Gustavo. Excepcional Gustavo. De novo usou o bloqueio. Giba. O Brasil se arma outra vez. Agora desce o braço.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite play of the whole game here, actually. I'm just going to let it run through one more time, and then I'm going to talk about it. But this is definitely my favorite play of like this whole game, of this whole match. Basically shows you everything.
Passe do Gachek, agora sim, na mão do levantador. Mais o bloqueio brasileiro de novo trabalhou. Você viu a vibração do Serginho no banco? Olha o ataque do Brasil. Giba foi buscar na cobertura Gustavo. Excepcional Gustavo. De novo usou o bloqueio. Giba. O Brasil se arma outra vez. Agora desce o braço. Ponto do Brasil e um lindo ponto do Brasil. Olha a levantada do Gustavo pro Giba.
Sensacional. Kleber, olha só, finalizando o Giba, né, numa bola, mas que veio com mérito o Gustavo. Sacou bem, defendeu e...
So you gotta understand, I mean, a little bit of their culture, the way they play. I mean, even the announcing is more fun. I would rather watch and listen to a thing in Portuguese here than I would English broadcasters. It's just the way they are promoting the game is just so amazing. Just the way they talk about it, the passion. So let's see. Let's look at the bench here too. Let's look at the bench. Sergio is off because he's a libero. But just watch what he does while he's off the court. So he sees Gustavo serve. Perfect pass. They run into their best player. They need a point. I mean, Poland really needs a point right here. I mean, they're struggling. This is basically their last hope for this set, at least. Great touch. Sergio's off the ground. This is how much he's waiting. Gustavo makes a jump. The middle blocker makes a jumping fist punch, basically. He should have been a little bit further back, obviously. But it's interesting they have the middle blocker playing middle back. They do this a lot for Brazil. They have the middle blocker come in here because it's kind of hard to get all the way there on his jump serve. So he comes and plays middle back. Also, a lot of the balls are hit here, cross court, so they put their other best defender, Giba, in here. So there's two reasons why the middle blocker plays middle back after he serves. So Sergio's just fired up here, getting this dig. It's a great little fist dig. Ball comes out. I don't know why this middle for Poland didn't jump. He was thinking maybe a pipe or some or back pipe. I'm sure he was thinking Ricardo's going to do something interesting. He doesn't. He goes one-on-one. Giba gets blocked almost straight down, except for Gustavo's paying attention, digs it. Amazing. Look at these guys over here just getting crazy again. The crowd goes wild. Giba goes up. Now this next hit, he's trying to get the ball back. He just taps in the block. This is very common. And he's tapping. You can see these three. He knows these three guys are waiting for him. It's a three-man block, so it's six. There's 6 players in the court right here. 6 players, but he's tapping to get the ball back. So just a high flat shot. Gets the ball back. Gustavo, knowing that the setter just dug that, and there's no libero, and he has to set. This is just his awareness is unbelievable. He knows that there's no libero. The setter just dug it. He has to set. He runs in. He side sets, as I've been trying to teach setters to do. This side over the shoulder set. A perfect ball to Giba, who comes in just freight training sideways. Pissed off that he just didn't get, that he got blocked almost. He just comes in freight training, high hit, just unloads on the libero's feet here. He you can aim for players, just don't aim for their chest, aim for their feet, aim for players' feet when you're hitting. I know it sounds obvious, but it's kind of a skill. You're seeing the player in your peripheral, so you're not just avoiding the player, but you're hitting it kind of at their legs or their feet. And then there's just the celebration. I mean, he knows Gustavo just saved his butt and made a great, unbelievable plays. Gustavo made 3 plays unbelievable. Look at this. It's just fun to watch. High points right in front of him. Just instantly goes into rims and grabs him. Shoot, I'm sorry. I messed this up. The fast forward button is kind of difficult to control. I'll get it. Hold on with me. Here we go. Alright, let's see that play through its entirety one more time.
20 pontos a vantagem do Brasil.
Segundo excelente saque do Gustavo.
Vai ele pro terceiro. Passe do Gachek, agora sim, na mão do levantador. Mas o bloqueio brasileiro de novo trabalhou. Você viu a vibração do Serginho no banco? Olha o ataque do Brasil. Giba foi buscar na cobertura Gustavo. Excepcional Gustavo. De novo usou o bloqueio. Giba. O Brasil se arma outra vez. Agora desce o braço. Ponto do Brasil e um lindo ponto do Brasil. Olha a levantada do Gustavo pro Giba.
Sensacional, Kleber. Olha só, finalizando o Giba, né, numa bola, mas que veio com mérito o Gustavo. Sacou bem, defendeu e ainda recuperou uma bola de contra-ataque do ataque do Giba.
Aquela cobertura dele foi
excepcional. E depois a comemoração que mostra qual é o padrão que o Brasil quer meter o jogo inteiro.
10-2. Olha outra vez o bloqueio do Brasil. Tá um espetáculo o time brasileiro. André Nascimento, Gachek, o líbero foi buscar. Na largada, com um toque de cabeça, André Heller. E agora a bola.
Unbelievable. I just love watching Sergio, the libero, on the sideline here too. If you watch Sergio on the sideline here, he's. I mean, are you into that game that much? If you're on the sideline, I don't know. So he gets it touched and he gets it back. The middle tips it, he touches it, and then he totally headbutts it just like a soccer style on purpose. I mean, if you see the warm-up thing they do, they all play soccer before, even in the warm-up, so I mean, it's 100% on purpose to do this, so I mean, pretty unbelievable.
Cheque, o líbero foi buscar. Na largada, com toque de cabeça.
And then a quick little step close, just barely misses it. They really do this step close D or to the right side. You can see Giba's already running towards the sideline. He's just running here, so it's really fast. They're just trying to go really fast offense here, step closing.
Com toque de cabeça, André Heller. E agora a bola vai para fora da batida do André Nascimento.
Uma pena e o público adorou. Olha só.
Pena só por causa disso.
A sensibilidade que ele teve para ter o recurso, botou a cabeça. O que eu tô gostando muito, o Brasil tá muito ligado e tocando muito no bloqueio.
Toda a bola. Gadziewicz vai para o saque, 2,6 metros de altura o polonês. Preocupação aí do Raul Luciano, o argentino que dirige a Polônia. O saque não entra. O time polonês está atordoado com o começo de jogo do Brasil na decisão.
Esse foi o terceiro erro polonês dando pontos para o Brasil.
É a vez de Ricardinho sacar.
Quer dizer que André Nascimento não bloqueou.
E o saque foi mal recebido. Não caiu na mão do levantador. O Brasil vai buscar, o juiz já deu rede do Brasil.
Os três chegaram fechando o triplo. Como o atacante atrasa, olha só, ele atrasa o movimento. O Brasil se perde um pouquinho, desequilíbrio na descida, vamos ver qual dos três.
Mas é pena, né? Porque estava longe da rede, né? era um ataque que não vinha do jeito que se armou o time da Polônia. Mas está para lá de bom esse começo de decisão.
Lembrando que a Polônia está indo no saque porque está tentando tirar a bola da mão do Ricardinho. Se a bola não no Ricardinho, é praticamente ponto brasileiro.
Agora conseguiu, mas foi buscar o Ricardinho. Aí o ataque do André. A bola cai de novo. O Brasil, quando alivia com técnica. Quando desce o braço, manda ver com potência. Mais um ponto do Brasil, 12-4. E o Brasil acho que ainda não completou o rodízio, os 6 jogadores no rodízio, né? Agora vai completar com... Ah, é o Giba no saque.
Completou com o Ricardo,
Não, o primeiro saque do Brasil foi do André Nascimento. O primeiro saque do Brasil foi do André, depois de um ponto da Polônia. Quer dizer, os jogadores do Brasil estão indo pro saque, estão ficando no saque. Tanto é que a diferença é boa. 12-5 pro Brasil. André Heller, a bola vem um pouco baixa, ele só passou pro lado polonês. Vem o contra-golpe. De novo ela tocou no bloqueio do Brasil. E que...
Even though they're down, they're not pressing. He's not just like hitting as hard as he can bad sets. He's still playing the game. Play the game out. Poland does play pretty well in the other sets, and they do gain some momentum. But this first set is going to get even uglier. It's going to get even. This is almost as perfect as you can play a game for Brazil here. So the middle sets, he's off the net. He clears the block. He doesn't hit low in the block. He just clears the play. He's resetting. He actually chips it off the block pretty well, and Giba's in the cross court. He chips the block back sideways to the line. Giba's waiting for this hard cross court, and he goes off to the corner. So he actually does a pretty good shot, and Giba does his old little one-step jump dig, his famous kind of style. Andre probably should have gotten off the net a little bit more in the middle right here, but he's still at least so dangerous because he's just step closing. It's a perfect pass by Giba. He realizes it's going to be a great pass. He probably thought that since it's way back there, since the ball went way back there, that it's probably going to be a high ball. So he's just standing here so he can cover. That's probably what he's thinking. But then he realized that was such a good dig that it's back at the net. And he just step closes and thunders the ball at the left back. Sorry, the right back. The setter just nails him. So he was sitting there probably to cover, but then all of a sudden it was a great pass. So he just sits there and he just step close. He didn't even take any steps. He just hop steps in place. Thunders the ball.
Do André. Na primeira, ele só passou pro lado de lá. Na segunda, é só você ver, ó.
Olha o que o Ricardo fez, ele arriscou muito, que a defesa do Giba foi lá do fundo, sem olhar pro levantador, o André que comemora com o Ricardo. Ele realmente...
Pretty good set also, obviously. Great attack. Now the coach is
Uma
getting
bola
real
difícil,
fired
como o
up.
Marcos Mendes falou. Ele estava no alto esperando que o Ricardo fosse dar essa bola para ele.
Pede tempo de novo o técnico da Polônia, vivendo um primeiro set de instabilidade como nunca viveu no campeonato. Só repetir, né? O time da Polônia fez 10 jogos, ganhou 10 vezes. Ganhou.
Vem cá, vamos deixar ele jogar, né?
Vai pro saque de novo a seleção brasileira. André Heller. Vem o ataque de meio. Que defesa do Ricardinho. Gustavo passou pro lado polonês. Vem de novo agora com o ataque de ponto. E aí não tinha jeito, nem do bloqueio, nem da defesa. Vlachli. Virou bem, uma pancada do Vlachli.
Agora se deu bem porque pegou um bloqueador só. Olha só como o Gustavo salta no primeiro homem, boa finta do Zagumi e aí facilita para o atacante.
Uma das primeiras vezes que o Zagumi no levantador conseguiu deixar o atacante da Polônia no mano a mano. Sacou Plinski. Ricardinho trabalha com o André, só largou. Deu cobertura da Polônia, vem o contra-ataque, mas não chegou a ser um ataque. Serginho teve que buscar, é dele mesmo a bola. Dante! Caiu, o fiscal caiu, o juiz não. Segue o jogo, agora caiu. Agora não tem discussão. Nessa bola do Dante, o fiscal, olha lá, botou bola no chão.
Errou o fiscal, olha só como ele pega de calcanhar, habilidade.
Esse número 13 aí é bom de bola, os Swiderski, hein?
Estava em jogo aí o André para não deixar dúvida, estourou no peito do polonês.
Usou bem o corredor e vai para o saque o André Nascimento. Com a vantagem do Brasil, tá aí o André no saque. 14-6. Ponto do Brasil, André. 15-6 no saque. Sem defesa, sem passe, errou tudo o Swiderski. De calcanhar ele foi bem, na hora de passar, nem tanto.
Melhor com o pé do que com o braço. Segundo ponto de saque do Brasil. Kleber, mas o Brasil está sacando muito bem, tirando a mão a bola da mão do levantador.
Toda a atenção aí do Giba no saque de novo do André. Agora para fora. E vai variando, né? Às vezes sai uma pancada, às vezes sai um saque mais tático.
Com coragem, você vê que eles estão fazendo tudo bem direitinho, pré-determinado.
8 pontos a vantagem do Brasil. 15-7. Vlagili sacou. Forte, forçou, mandou para fora. O 16º ponto. O Brasil na frente. 16-7. O Brasil tem uma ótima vantagem neste momento do jogo. O terceiro lugar do Campeonato Mundial ficou com a Bulgária. A Bulgária ganhou da Sérvia e Montenegro por 3-1 e ficou com a medalha de bronze. Quem estava falando mais ali era o Giba, né?
E depois no fundo o Ricardo, a bola no meio da quadra.
Each player like had a teammate that they went to, and they were talking about the previous player on the bench. So like every player on the bench went to a teammate that was playing and told them something. It was quite interesting, actually. It's kind of like a personal scouting coach for what the other team is doing, and then the coach gives like a overall. Obviously, if he wants to talk, everyone be quiet, and then he's quiet and listen. But they do a lot of player-to-player talking. Brazil, a lot more than other countries. A lot more than other countries.
Saque do Dante. Zagumini trabalha com o ataque do Swiderski. A defesa do Dante.
Invadiu por cima.
Invadiu por cima. O juiz viu. Pegou.
Invadiu e ainda foi rei.
Se precipitou também o jogador polonês. A bola não tinha passado ainda, né? É isso que caracteriza
Exatamente.
a invasão.
A energia da juventude, mas também a falta de experiência.
Kadziewski foi quem errou. A segunda bola do levantador polonês estava ligadíssimo.
It's a pretty amazing play. If you saw the actual technical video of this from the end line, how fast this play is, it's pretty unreal. Libero knows the setter's front row.
A segunda bola do levantador polonês estava ligadíssimo, Serginho. E aí o Dante vem.
O Dante entrou muito forte no jogador. Olha a bola do Ricardinho, ele deu uma passada, um ataque sensacional, sem bloqueio. Bloqueio de meio, pulou duas vezes, ó, com o Gustavo e depois o Dante bateu.
They can generate a lot of force just from their step closes. I mean, this is why you don't need such a huge approach, and it's not good to practice such a really long approach. You get most of your energy in your step close. I mean, it's a step close from the middle, the outside hitter. You can see Jiba over here is step closing the middle, then Jiba's just step closing here, then it's just step closing. It's just all 3 step closes. Keeps the offense fast. And you really don't generate that much more force with a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 approach, step approach. It's really not that significantly different. It's a little bit, yeah, obviously, it's a little bit different, but not that drastic.
Entrou muito forte no jogador. Olha a bola do Ricardinho, ele deu uma passada, um ataque sensacional, sem bloqueio. Bloqueio de meio, pulou duas vezes, ó, com o Gustavo e depois o Dante batendo sozinho no meio. Uma bela comemoração do Ricardo.
It's 17-7 or 18-7, whatever, and looking at the Ricardo after he sets it. There's no let up. your foot's down on the gas pedal.
Bela comemoração do Ricardo. O Tandy é o atacante mais eficiente do campeonato, 61% das bolas direto no chão.
Saque do Dante de novo, o ataque polonês. Agora um bom ataque do corredor. O time da Polônia bota a bola no chão. A Polônia consegue virar um pouco mais. Essa com...
It's obviously on the setter too. Ricardo's not the biggest setter. Setting blocker. Elbows very high, quick, out in front. But even though he takes away, I mean, hitting line obviously is one of the harder on a fast set. So giving up this much is a pretty decent amount. It's a pretty good... His hands are over the net. His left hand is dragging easy. So he's anticipating any of these hits. Especially with the set that fast, it's kind of hard to hit line. This guy Swiderski has a really fast arm too. So I mean, we're talking about the World Championships here. So Ricardo here, you can see his hand this hand is up here, right here, and then this hand's kind of freestyling for the angle how it dips. So he's waiting for this cross-court hit here. So even though he's a short setter, he is putting up a pretty decent block, and it's a good scouting report to leave a little bit of line, but that's just the play of the game. I mean, he just crushes the line. Not a whole lot of room to operate, but he sneaks it through. Very quick set. That's just as an international player right there.
O Swiderski, mas a essa altura o Brasil está administrando o jogo, administrando o set.
Kleber, e como é o destino? O Brasil fez 2 jogos antes do Mundial contra a Polônia. E nos 2 jogos, o primeiro fizeram 4 sets nos 2 jogos, o combinado com o Bernardo. Primeiro jogo 3-1 e depois 2-2. Se eu conheço o Bernardo, ele não esperava então para a Polônia nessa final, para ter marcado amistoso um pouquinho antes do campeonato.
Aí o André Nascimento usando.
He goes a long way. I've been doing a drill where kind of if the bounce is on one side of the court or the other, you split the court down the middle, and if it's on the left side, you got to set back. If it's on the right side, you got to set forward. So it's kind of based on how Ricardo does this. I mean, if it's back row, if it's past the 10-foot line, usually if it's past 10-foot line here and it's halfway in the court like this, whatever section. So if it's over here, he's going to set back. And if the ball's over in this section, he's going to go a long way that way. He does this pretty common. It's one of his only... I would call it a tell, but it's really spreading out the offense. And it's still really hard to stop. So he shoots out one way and he kind of goes the other way, obviously.
Pouquinho antes do campeonato.
Aí o André Nascimento usando o bloqueio, entrou o Grisby, número 7 no time da Polônia. Primeira alteração feita pela Polônia. Esses 2 amistosos que o Tandy e o Martinez citaram foram mesmo combinados.
The block, I mean, it's hard to get outside on a lefty because you don't know exactly if he's going to hit it down the line or he's going to curve it. There's that 90-degree angle for the lefty hitter with his arm. But anyways, so you want to dip, but for all blockers, make sure that your whatever hand is going towards the antenna or your pin hand. So in this case, it's his left hand because it's on the pin. It goes up a little bit more straight, and then the other one's kind of curved. If you do make a two-handed seam move like this, it happens a lot where you get twist off the side of the arm right there. So kind of make sure that your line hand, whatever side you're on, your line hand that's going towards the antenna is kind of more up and down, and then your inside hand can make that kind of more of a move. He kind of made too big of a move with both hands. They kind of come together a little bit too much there.
Eles citaram, foram mesmo combinados. Eram 4 sets só a disputa, por isso que empatou 2-2, que não existe no voleibol. E o outro com a vitória do Brasil por 3-1. Hoje 19-8 para o Brasil nesse primeiro set. Saca Gustavo. Gachek conseguiu o passe. Zagumini trabalhou no meio. O bloqueio chegou, desviou e acabou tirando o fundo de quadra do Brasil da bola.
Mas aquilo mesmo que o Bernardo falou, a bola fora da rede do passe, Zagumini foi bola de meio. É o grande ponto forte da Polônia.
O número 7 de 2 metros de altura, ele que entrou no time para fazer o saque. Serginho no passe, ataca da ponta o Giba. A Polônia conseguiu devolver a bola para a quadra do Brasil, estava ligadíssimo o Serginho, ela vai para fora.
I just like Sergio's always so mad. The setter, the libero for Brazil. I just like his attitude. He always plays angry, but in control. So after he gets the ball right here, after the ball comes pretty close to the line, he just belts it into the crowd 50 feet. Just wham. Just upset at everything.
Interessante.
I'm not sure exactly what they're saying here. Maybe, I don't know, but Jiba's like giving some kind of feed. He's so dramatic. But that's why Brazil loves him, because he was so dramatic. He was a,
Primeiro passe, ele tomou a frente do Dante, porque o Dante tem responsabilidade de ataque do fundo. E passou na mão do Ricardo. E agora a experiência dele, olha lá. Botou o pé esquerdo em cima da linha e falou, tá, depois do meu pé, então a bola é fora.
Sacou o Ricardinho, belo saque, hein? Vem de novo de graça. O Brasil pode chegar a 21. E chega!
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do if you're the defense here. I'm not going to lie. I mean, what do you do? So, okay, down ball here comes in. The libero has to take this no matter what. So let's take a look at the middle here. He's a little shallow, but he knows that he's very quick. So he knows that Sergio is going to be behind him. So he doesn't want to get in his way. So he looks at him and he gets away. Still stuck closes to him. All hitters are coming at the same direction. So he's up on time. He's on his last step. He's on his last step. He's on his last step. You got 4 attackers coming at you with that kind of tempo. Dante's just already in that last step. Dante's the pipe hitter. He's on his last step. Jumps through the air. So, I mean, as a middle blocker, I mean, he does a pretty good job getting out there, but Dante still creates this big angle looking like thing. And then he has such a long, broad arm swing that he kind of just keeps creating this line, this cross-body turn. He does a really good job of moving his hips and his shoulders rotation. Like a really, really, really good job of opening his hips and then rotating his shoulders. So it looks like he's hitting angle all the time, but he hardly hits it.
E chega com André Nascimento.
And then Ricardo, the setter's pumped up again. This whole game, they're just fired up.
Com André Nascimento e mais belo trabalho do Ricardinho. Na saída de rede do Brasil, o canhotão do time do Brasil, manda pro chão.
André Nascimento chamando o Ricardinho, chamando o André Nascimento o tempo inteiro, acionando muito o André Nascimento no começo do primeiro set. É o segundo maior pontuador do Brasil. Até essa partida, o André Nascimento tinha 116 pontos.
Olha a inversão de jogada do Zagumi e o bloqueio brasileiro estava...
Right. That was definitely a double on that set, but whatever. I mean, yeah, it's a lift and a whatever. They don't call it. Good job of Poland trying to get the ball back. 3-man block. He taps it in the block. It's a high tap. It's about, I'd say about a 30% hit, but it's just high flat into the hands.
Olha a inversão de jogada do Zagumi e o bloqueio brasileiro estava lá. De novo, duplo. Amorteceu mais
He throws it. If you're the setter, don't throw it all the way back. If you're gonna get it, don't throw it all the way back to like where the libero is. Always set it to the middle. If you're the one taking it, that way the libero can come in. He can run into the middle and then set either direction equally, and that way the blockers don't know which way is going. If it's way over here, if the setter passes it way over there, then the libero has to go way over here, and everything just knows it's gonna go out there. Alright, so if you're the setter and you take the first ball, if you dig the first ball, put it just right in the center like he does right here. This is a really good job. Seeing Ricardo comes in, knowing it, and he jump sets it. So put it right in the middle there. Right in the middle.
Polônia não consegue botar a bola no chão. André!
The key to a tip is you always tip on the good sets. You don't tip on the really bad off the net sets. You either hit those or you chip those with your arm swing. You tip a good set. You open hand tip a good set. So even though this is from the libero behind 10-foot line, he's still driving. Everything looks good. 3-man block. He waits to the last second. It still looks like he's going to hit it. That's the only way you can really get a tip, open hand tip down, especially at this level, is that it's a good set, and it's just barely clearing the block right about on the 8-foot line, 9-foot line. 8-foot line, 9-foot line. You don't want to go too far deep, but it's got to look like a hit.
A Polônia não consegue botar a bola no chão. André na largada, na habilidade, na
Essa foi uma
picardia brasileira.
Isso aí é uma malandragem mesmo. Ele viu a defesa toda atrás, em pé, largou. Bela visualização do André.
E a Polônia muda. Tira Zagumini, o levantador, e coloca Zigadlo.
Ele que não teve culpa nenhuma ainda.
Entrou aí o Zigadlo, número 9. Esse tem 2 metros de altura. E não acontece nada. E o time da Polônia erra de novo. E o Brasil faz 24-9. 24-9. Só vou arrumar o Grisby aqui, número 7. Tem 2,5 e não 2. Diminui 5 centímetros dele. Mas nessa altura, a medida de cada polonês, 23-9. Um show de bola do Brasil no primeiro set. Agora caiu. 10º ponto da Polônia. Acho que poucas vezes o Mundial viu um primeiro set de decisão tão diferente, com tamanha superioridade de uma seleção. O Ricardinho vai buscar. Trabalha no meio com o André. Não passou a bola do André. Quarto toque que ela bateu na rede, voltou.
Second time that he's trying to set this ball to Andre Eller, the middle here, from off the net, but he hasn't really pushed it in. He's kind of misconnected twice. One was in the beginning of the game, this is the second, but he's still trying. He's still, even though the game is over, you're still playing for the next set. Like it's hard to you can't be predictable. You have to keep the team on their toes the entire game. That's why the serving, you have about 3 float servers and you have about 3 jump servers, and they're offset. That's why you can kind of see they're each serving different angles. I mean, it's just kind of keeping them unpredictable. That's the whole point of the game, is finding is not being able to guess what you're doing. I mean, at this level and at the pro level, it turns into a guessing game real quick. It's like an estimated guessing game. That's why you have scouting reports. You want to take away their best attack and then force them into something else. But once a team is doing what they want to do, you gotta still force them to do something they don't want to do, and keeping them off guessing is what you want to do, obviously. Even though he misses the set, I still like the set choice. I kind of
Passou a bola do André. Quarto toque que ela bateu na rede, voltou. Então não teve toque no bloqueio. Veja.
Bola difícil fora da rede, o Ricardinho tentou forçar com o André. Algumas vezes dá certo, outras não, né? Esse é o tipo de bola realmente que ele exagera.
E agora trabalha com o André Nascimento, que foi bloqueado. Dante, Ricardinho, faz com o Giba. O bloqueio polonês trabalhou de novo.
Everyone's covering everybody. I mean, it's your job is not done as a hitter. Dante's coming in here and he's still hitting. He doesn't get the pipe though, but he recalibrates his route to get the dig here. So he's still right there, backing up his teammate. And Giba on the right side, he does a kind of a beach approach where he kind of does a. Giba's an interesting character. On the right side, it's kind of like Karch. Karch does this on the beach. He does like a goofy footed kind of. Sometimes he does like a step close with his left. Sometimes he does step close with his right. And Giba kind of does this kind of interesting side step close kind of thing too on the right. Full roundhouse. On the right side, he really does a roundhouse. You can see his kind of arm is coming here. It's not just going up like a rebound, both arms. It's definitely curling and coiling. He really does the roundhouse on the right side. can see that coming. It's just kind of close to his arm. Sorry, his arm is close to his body. Keeps it, you have to keep it extremely loose, but extremely close to your body so it kind of lines up correctly, else it kind of flails out. I can go over arm swing stuff, and I mean, I've gone over arm swing stuff in the other videos. I'm not going to go into it right now. It's pretty complicated, but I just like kind of watching it. Pretty impressive.
Mas com o Giba, o bloqueio polonês trabalhou de novo, mas a cobertura, a bola subiu demais quando tentou lá no fundo, veja. Não conseguiu o
É
polonês.
importante destacar o Brasil. O André foi bloqueado na entrada porque ele quis. Ele olhou, viu que estava na frente, não ia conseguir passar, bateu no bloqueio, pegou de volta. Tem confiança que a cobertura está ali embaixo, recolheu um pouquinho o braço e aí o Giba, na conclusão, usou mais forte.
Bola do set pro Brasil. Foi para fora o saque do Giba. Foi para fora, mas o Brasil tem uma vantagem extraordinária. Vai fechar o primeiro set. Vai dar o primeiro passo para o segundo título mundial do Brasil.
Nós vimos ali na imagem atrás do sacador polonês a Roberta Gigo, que é da estatística, e o Fiafo, que é o fisioterapeuta.
It's hurt, and they have to figure out a new jersey, and I don't know. They put on this thing. I don't know. Let's watch this jersey they make him wear. It's pretty funny. I am not sure why, but man, this libero, his ankle's hurt. Yeah, his ankle's hurt. It is kind of funny though, this jersey they make him wear. And the coach is just irate the whole time. He's irate. And then Ricardinho's, I mean, she's just all pissed because it's delayed. Look at I love it. Both cultures.
O colete amarelo. Exatamente para isso, para que o mesário saiba que esse...
It's like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. I'm not trying to delay the game here. They're making me wear this dumb jersey that says Libero on it. It's got a giant L. I've never seen this before. It's pretty hilarious. Alright, now we're back.
Da Polônia com a lesão do Bacek. Brasil tem o ponto e consegue o 25º ponto no erro. No erro de Winiarski. O Brasil faz 25-12. O primeiro grito de Brasil na manhã de domingo, 25-12.
Hopefully got a little bit of taste. I mean, that's the first set. It does get better than that, but I mean, that was an absolute dismantling of another team. It shows a little bit about, you know, tendencies and preparation and coming out strong, coming out fast, changing up your serves, setting some dynamic sets, being unpredictable, all these kind of things. But it also gave a little bit of credit to the other team. I mean, they're building some momentum, and they didn't let that game such affect them. I mean, they definitely came out and played pretty well the next matches, the next game. So even at this level, you lose by that many points, you still have to have some inner confidence and build up some kind of momentum, and the game resets. You just can't give up completely. So I mean, this goes for everybody. That's that takes a loss like this. That it building momentum is a big factor, and since the score resets, I mean, it could be whatever score possible. It could be 25-0. It doesn't really matter, but you have to build some kind of momentum, and you have to serve tough. So, I mean, I'm going to do some more video analysis on some other games. Hopefully, this was kind of one that I did so you kind of got an understanding of the Portuguese announcers and the Brazilian style. It's kind of a cultural thing, so hopefully you enjoyed it. All right.